Babes, how's it going? Hi, hi, hi. Sorry it took me a moment. As soon as I went live, Shinzi decided that she really had to go out. So, uh, when you have to go, you have to go, I guess. That's fine though. I don't mind. I love her to pieces. Hey, how's it going, Nos? How's it going? Hi, hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. How's it going? But yeah, doggies have to do doggy things. That's just how it be. Nice! I just saw the alerts. My goodness. Thank you. It's very sweet. Not number one. Yes, yes, yes. You're among the first. Thank you. Thank you very kindly. It's very sweet of you. We're going to be doing Chicken Police today, as you probably saw by uh, the category and everything. It's one of my favorite games. We're about, I'd say, halfway through. It's a classic whodunit type of game, I guess. Go grab it. There we go. Well, it launches. How has everybody been today? I'm a little late, I know. I'm about an hour late, sadly. But, I mean, I think I can be excused for breakfast. I've been a little busy. I haven't been on my A game for keeping up with things, which is a shame because I was really on the ball for the first month. Really, really on the ball. I'm falling off. Ah! Did chores just, like, get you off? Fucking hell. Oh, by the way, of course. You'll be happy to know. I have coffee. Hi, coffee time. Chicken police has started. Is everybody ready for the coppers? Who's really on time? Let's go grab chicken police. Let's go. You know, I always forget that THQ Nordic helped with this. Nordic, of all companies. I love the soundtrack for this game. I bought the deluxe edition of the game, which comes with the soundtrack. It was like an extra $3. Totally worth it. So, you'll be hearing it on stream sometimes.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's hope so.
So, in case anybody needs a quick reminder, we just got word of Albert Wessler's, or Ibn Wessler's twin brother, who was locked away in an asylum for a very long time, who was apparently found dead in the hive, or, well, disposed of in the hive by none other than our raccoon friend, Zip, who was blackmailed into doing so. Ibn was hoping that Albert would never be found and be eaten by the insects who make the hive their home. Well, we got word of it, and now we're at the asylum that Albert, Ibn's brother, was institutionalized in to get more clues and leads as to what the motive behind Albert's murder may have been.
This picture
It's very...
special? This picture
It's...
special?
Interesting. I mean, yeah, that's King Hector, right?
This guy seems strangely familiar to me.
You don't say. You've been treated here too. That would explain a lot.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious. Take a closer look.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of it, pal. It seems the gossip was true. The eternal king of jazz in a madhouse.
Oh, no, no, no. The poor devil.
It doesn't matter how big a star you once were. Ending up lonely and crazy in a rotting insane asylum in the middle of nowhere is like the universe restoring its balance.
That was very poetic of you, Marty. Almost deep. Careful you don't drown.
Cluck you. It doesn't... Ah, like an angel from heaven, isn't she?
We stand giraffe lady.
Heffer's still up there, I think.
That's rude.
Oh, boo-hoo. What do you think? Can she hear us up there?
Sonny, stop being so heightist. It's a different world nowadays, you know?
Yeah, okay. Cry me a river.
I'm forever amazed by what an asshole you are.
What do you think?
Of all the great wild ones,
We stand giraffe
Greetings,
lady.
miss.
is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you, the chicken police.
I'm afraid so.
Of all that's furry and plumey, that's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please, don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read every book about you and your adventures, and I even collected newspaper articles when I was a little girl.
Indeed.
You can't imagine what an honor it is to meet you in person.
We really...
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Take a deep breath, Miranda. Take a deep breath.
Are you okay, miss?
Yes, I am. I
Don't
just
throw the
needed some
giraffe.
air. So, dear detectives, Santino and Martin, what can I do for you?
Well, miss, we have some questions, if you don't mind.
I'd love to answer all of your questions, detectives.
She is so adorable.
Sorry, but I still can't believe it's really you.
Neither can we.
You can't imagine how wonderful it is that I can help you in one of your cases. Does this mean it will become a new book? And maybe I will be in it?
Miss, those books aren't really...
Don't even tell me. No, I don't want to know. Let it be a surprise instead.
No, I didn't mean...
Leave it to me, Sonny. I'm good at this. Thank you, miss. Your words are very flattering, and we are honored.
No, I thank you. I'll never forget this day.
We won't either, that's for sure.
We're happy to bring you joy, miss. Anytime.
Yeah, as soon as video games are invented, it's going to be a chicken police. There's going to be an in-universe chicken police game. Watch. The coppers in first person.
Say, miss, what can you tell us about this place?
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we're relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr. Quetzal, the famous specialist.
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and cleaning staff and, of course, the heart and soul of our institution, Dr. Quetzal himself.
You know what? That is a great idea for the thumbnail. Nice. Cockaput in Doom font. Oh, it's, they kind of confirmed it in the upper right-hand corner there. So, you are basically Nostradamus. Nostradamus, even.
I see. Now this Dr. Quetzal, is he the director here?
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and doctor. And even a friend.
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
So who is this Dr. Quetzal exactly?
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland. He published countless books in the fields of psychology and psychotherapy.
Psycho... what?
Unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr. McChicken.
That's really good to know.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet, other important persons?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, like, Mr. Hobart Wessler, for example.
Ah, yes. That's something you should ask the doctor himself, but unfortunately, I don't think he has time right now.
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is very, very, very busy. All the time.
I thought so. What can you say about this, miss? Have you, seen anything like it?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how did you come by it? They only wear them inside the institution.
Huh. I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents, but I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you more due to regulations.
Oh, come on, Miranda. It's us, the Chicken Police.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life and death. Lives are in your hands.
All right. All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler. The patient's name is Albert Thaddeus Wessler.
Figures. Just as we thought.
Thank you, Miranda. We'll never forget this.
Please, don't make me blush. And don't tell anyone you heard it from me.
Oh, we won't. I promise.
Why is Marty flirting with a giraffe? Okay, isn't... Yeah, okay. Basically everybody in this name is named Person McHuman. It's amazing. But also horrible.
So when can we talk to Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal. Please wait here.
Thank you.
I wanna take a picture of this for the,
Even if you manage to escape, there's nothing but hills and forests for 100 miles.
Imagine how many poor lunatic ghosts must haunt those woods.
Ooh, Sonny, you're creeping me out.
Dr. Quetzal will see you. He's waiting for you in his office. Up the stairs, all the way down the hall, until the last door.
He has a thing for, like, every kind of woman. It's sort of like a running joke in the game. You even go to a brothel at one point and it has risque artwork up on the walls. And, it's very endearing.
What a surprise. It's enough to mention Wessler's name and all the doors are open.
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but do you think Albert is in danger?
Danger? What do you mean?
We haven't heard from him since he disappeared, and we're really, really worried.
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's hope for the best.
Great wild ones protect him.
Where is he?
No idea, Marty.
The smell of all that's furry. I'll never get used to it.
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Marty, but they feel exactly the same about us.
Exactly. Great wild ones, you scared the hell out of me.
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of smell, and birds used to be our prey once upon a time.
Well, yeah. Luckily, we're living in civilized times.
Lucky. Please take a seat. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Why do you have bars on your windows?
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm just an animal, too, like all our residents.
Of course not. They only use a half of it. Only use a half of it. Because you only need half of it. Oh, okay. They should. No, all good. Please consider our new mayor. Just so she can listen to our videos in peace.
With the significant difference of you being a doctor and not a patient, am I right?
It's not as big of a difference as you'd think.
So, escaping is impossible.
If I'd want to escape, I have the privilege of using the door.
So...
An isle of reason in a sea of insanity.
Insanity is such a strong word, and it's mostly an abstract idea. Where does insanity start, and how long is one not insane? Interesting questions. Am I normal, or are you? Maybe neither of us.
You see, that's something I think about a lot nowadays.
If you like, I can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it. We're already here.
Marty, clock up. Are you very busy?
I am.
A snake. I can't help it, but they make my feathers stand on end. Your office is rather Puritan. Simple, I mean.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, yes. I can't let my mind wander from my work. I only keep what's essential in my office.
I see. That makes sense. Is this cell like the others?
I would rather call it a room. But yes, it's like all the others, except there are even bigger ones than this.
Is this... I have a hard time bearing their proximity. My blood boils and my heart bangs. It's the primordial fear, they say.
To be honest, gentlemen, your visit is anything but a surprise. I could even say I was expecting it.
What an introduction.
Right.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of me. My name is Dr. Sessuous Quetzalcoatl, but most call me Dr. Quetzal to keep it simple.
The name is Santino Featherland, and this is my partner, Martin McChicken, from
the Predatory Division of the Clawville Police Department. Your fame is one step ahead of you.
I'm not necessarily sure I'm familiar with Shutter Island, Nos. So I can't really say. But right now, we're just investigating, as I said earlier, the disposal of the body of Albert Wessler. Not to be confused with Albert Wesker, who died in a volcano. Stussius? Oh my god. No. I can't. No. No. Not Among Us. Not again. Not again. Fuck. Just kidding.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind. We'd like to talk to him, if that's possible.
Please be specific, Detective.
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not that snake and chicken sounds any better.
Very funny, I must say. Just what I expected from you two detectives.
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler, Ibn Wessler's secret twin. Ever since we've said his name, all the doors have miraculously opened. That's what we call a bullseye.
Well, yes. Why should I deny it? We're talking about a rather illustrious patient here, who's also a very particular medical case.
Now, that's much more interesting. So, are you willing to talk about him?
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no reason not to talk to you. Of course, I'm at your service, but you must understand, I can't disclose information about my patients.
Why is his voice hot too, by the way? Can we just talk about that? Like, why did they have to make the snake hot? Why is it always the snakes that are hot? I'm not a scaly, I promise.
Not even if it's a matter of life and death?
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, Detective. This is a hospital, even if it's primarily for the mind, not the body.
Who the fuck just nutted? Who the fuck just nutted? Paco? Why are you nutting? What? Hey, you're not allowed to nut vicariously. It's not allowed.
Still, I'd like to give the impossible a try.
Please, Detective, just do your job, and I'll do mine.
How long was Albert a resident of the institution?
For quite some time, his first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression, panic attacks, and schizophrenia.
Was he brought here immediately after the first signs that something wasn't right?
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason our institution stands out here in the middle of nowhere.
Because animals would rather hide what they're afraid to face.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
As far as I know, the Wessler family wasn't exceptionally wealthy.
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we offer our services gratis.
Then how do you sustain yourselves?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector III, of course.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty had always been on good terms, Mr. Santino.
Interesting. Yeah, it certainly is. But it also doesn't try to be subtle. It sort of just plays up the tropes. Mostly for humor.
What kind of a place is this exactly? I assume it wasn't built as an insane asylum.
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty for almost a century, until finally it went to the crown of Cloville when Hector's great-grandfather took the throne. The rest is history.
How long have you been working here?
I mean, to be fair, how could you really be subtle with a presentation like this? Honestly. I mean, they're literally anthropomorphic chickens. You can't really play too subtle. It's just, those would tonally clash way too much, honestly.
I've worked here for more than 30 years, but it's been in my family's possession for almost 150 years.
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized by your family.
That's almost accurate, Mr. Featherland.
What a lovely inheritance. Tell me, Doctor, do you know Madame Zavas?
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had the pleasure of meeting her in person. I'm sure she's an interesting case.
Oh, you can be sure about that.
Not sucky.
I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would suit her very much.
Is that so?
As it turns out, she likes small, narrow, secret places.
I have something to offer her then.
Oh, I see. What a coincidence.
Oh, good question.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery. But I can turn that to my advantage. I just need to focus on the strangest pieces of the puzzle. So when did Albert become a resident of your institute?
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years ago.
Could you describe that day more specifically?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It was sleeting that day. Wind was banging incessantly on the windows. The power was going out for short periods of time.
What was your first impression of them?
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous. Gangster, moneylender, celebrity, lover.
Oh, I see. So, that's why he let Albert in. I mean, if they're identical, it's basically the same.
And Albert?
He was new to me, an invisible gray ghost. The family had tried to keep his existence a secret.
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course, Mr. Featherland. That's how it usually is.
What was your first impression of him?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him. His eyes were constantly moving, never stopped for a second.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution voluntarily. It looked as if he couldn't wait to be here, alone, locked up, in silence and darkness.
Didn't you think of that as unusual?
He's a rat.
Of course I did. But who am I to judge? It was rather special treatment.
What sort of special treatment?
What kind of special treatment did Albert get?
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a Wessler as a guest, there's bound to be some favoritism.
And complete secrecy, I guess.
Yes, but that's the case for all our patients, Mr. Featherland.
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than the others?
Basically, we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough prior assessment. In the case of Albert, we put that aside.
So you didn't even know if he had anything wrong with him?
Initially, no. He was more of a guest than a patient.
Do you think he was a threat to others? How do you see it? How did you see Albert when you first met Albert? I'm gonna assume the second one, how did you see Albert when you first met, is more so like, what were your first impressions of him? And he's already covered that. But yeah, he is very detail-oriented, so maybe that'll give us a bit more insight into exactly what's up with Albert. Though, how did Albert relate to you? that doesn't make any sense as a question, honestly. Like, what does that imply? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with the second one.
How did you see Albert when you first met?
Albert was shy and reserved, like a ghost. He almost never touched anything. It was evident he was exceptionally intelligent. He measured and observed everything around him.
What else?
He was delicate and graceful.
Oh my, I see.
Almost like a woman. Yes. He was rather feminine. He was an artist, Mr. Featherland.
Interesting.
A magnificent painter and rather good writer, too. Sometimes I even heard him sing.
Why did he have to be locked up?
I asked the same thing at first.
Are you telling me Albert had multiple? That's quite the stretch of an assumption to make. Asking if he had multiple personalities. It just seemed, though maybe fitting, I suppose. Jump to the zebras instead of horses.
Are you telling me Albert had multiple personalities?
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating personality who sometimes, especially on stormy days, took the reins over their shared mind.
He had these seizures from the beginning.
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our institution for the first time.
He did what? Left the institution? More than once?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several occasions until the last time, when he failed to come back.
Quetzal's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must focus on that if I want to get closer to the truth. Focus. Addicted to details.
When and why did Albert leave the institution? The when and why, I think, is the most important. Asking if he could just walk in and out is obviously, you know, he has some favoritism. We can kind of expect that. That if he's given a reason or he asks really nicely, he's obviously going to be getting let out. So just, I feel like that's implied. We don't really need to know that either way. I mean, Ibn already has the power to get this guy in here without any, like, assessment or anything like that. So it's clear that he would have the power to get him out. So, yeah.
When and why did Albert leave the institution for the first time?
It was about 2 years ago. Mr. Hobart Wessler appeared and demanded we let his brother go free. Naturally, we obliged. We had no idea if we'd ever see him again.
But you did.
He returned the same day. Albert was ecstatic. He was unrestrained. I could almost say happy.
That was unusual for him?
I had never seen him like that before, Mr. Featherland. He just smiled and stared at the empty wall for hours.
Did he ever tell you what happened to him outside?
Of course he did. Albert and I had a good relationship. He was working on a painting for his brother.
Was it a painting of a lovely lady cat?
Oh, exactly. So you already knew about that.
Yes, Dr. Quetzal, I've seen it.
Now this is a little more difficult. Did Albert tell you about his relationship with his brother? Did Albert tell you how he felt with the painting? Or Albert left on many occasions to continue working? Okay. Albert left on many occasions to continue working on the painting. Makes sense. I mean, how else would he get... How else would he conclude a painting like that? So, he obviously left many times to do it. The relationship with his brother. Did Albert tell you how he felt about the painting? I think I'm gonna go with that one, because it's still on topic, but it'll get, like, a little more of an idea of how he felt about not only Natasha, but also just being able to go out.
Did Albert tell you how he felt about the painting?
From the first moment he loved it. He was fascinated by it. But who could blame him? A little diversity, fresh air, a beautiful lady, and of course, on top of all that, he could finally do what he loved best. Paint.
Which could be a surprisingly effective therapy.
It could have been. Unfortunately, these excursions have greatly intensified his seizures. They have become more frequent and extreme.
So Albert left on many occasions to continue working on... Okay, so it's gonna have me tell me.
So Albert left on many occasions to continue working on the painting.
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he was like a different person. But unfortunately, his seizures also multiplied and became more dangerous.
More dangerous.
Albert was hurting himself, and on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented. It seemed his confined personality was taking over their shared mind entirely, piece by piece.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting, Mr. Featherland.
But its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed, right until that fateful day when he returned to us for the last time.
What exactly happened that day, Doctor?
It wasn't Hobart who brought his brother back that day, but two of his gorillas. Not literally, I mean. And Albert was in a terrible, terrible state.
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk about that, Mr. Featherland.
It could be vital to the case, Dr. Quetzal. Don't back down.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now. So, Albert's tongue was torn out, or cut off, I don't know exactly, and he was blinded in one eye, or rather, one of his eyes was missing entirely.
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation as to what had happened. They simply told me it was some kind of accident.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel, but I must exploit his vulnerability if I want to learn everything about Albert. Focus. Confused.
The accidental tongue, right? Yeah, that's not something that you can really do on accident. So it's pretty clear either Albert said something or maybe took a step too far, I think. You didn't believe Albert had an accident, is that right? I think that's the correct one, because saying, ask me if you examined his wounds thoroughly, just... It's likely, but don't believe Albert had an accident also implies that he's also examined the wound thoroughly, so we'll get a similar answer.
You didn't believe Albert had an accident, is that right?
Of course not. I'm not naive. I knew immediately that Albert had been severely battered, and I was sure it had been his brother, Hobart.
Well, we don't know that, Dr. Quetzal.
Would you defend a monster?
Take it easy, Doc. One of the most critical elements of my job is not to make assumptions.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Featherland. I'm sorry I got carried away.
No, this was
It's
the
all
wrong
right.
one.
Happens to everyone.
Shit. Yeah, big hit. Yeah, Alright, I was asking for an
Pull
opinion.
yourself together, Doctor. What was Albert's condition after the incident?
Mind your tone, Detective.
Sorry, Doc, but I can see you're disturbed by these memories.
Fuck, yeah, I fucked
How
up
could
that.
I not be? I'm not a monster. We're talking about a mutilated animal here.
So, what was he like after the incident?
Even more silent than ever. No surprise, I suppose. He was not only silent in words, but also in his soul and spirit.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again, and his seizures completely stopped.
But how did Albert disappear?
What happened then? How did Albert disappear?
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more time. Albert had been in terrible condition by then. We even had to transfer him to another cell, a more safe one.
What did Hobart do
Basically,
during the
yeah.
visit?
He
I mean, that would
didn't
explain the
do
missing eye.
anything. He just sat and watched his brother, who was in an almost vegetative state by then.
Couldn't you manage to draw anything out of him? You or Hobart?
Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely his fingers had been broken too, so he couldn't even write.
Do you think Hobart could have killed Albert?
It's horrible to say it, but I'm sure of it.
How did he disappear in the end? Did someone come for him?
That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland. He simply disappeared. His door, which only I had a key for, was open.
Not just seizures, basically anything. Especially at their peak, lobotomies could be just... Were you feeling a little bit down? You know, how about you split your brain in two? Workplace accident? Boy, do we have your solution. Unmanageable pain. Well, honey, get the ice pick.
Did anyone see anything?
No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients. He simply vanished off the face of the wilderness. We don't know what happened to him.
Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you, Doctor. You've been a great help.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help. But please, I now must attend to my work.
We understand, Doctor. Thank
Kind
you.
of failed that interrogation at the end. Yeah. Shit. I want to retry.
Doctor. So... What? How did... Quetzal's not... Away. Did Albert... So, Dr. Quetzal... Maybe it's not easy for you to talk about it, but... Did you examine his wounds thoroughly?
I'm not that kind of doctor, Mr. Featherland. But even I could determine his tongue was either cut out or bitten off, and his eye was gouged out. He also had several broken bones.
But there's no doubt it wasn't an accident.
I don't believe it was, Mr. Featherland.
I totally agree.
Now, this is a hard one because it's the same question as last time. But, like, it's the same two questions as last time. The concentrate and pull yourself together. And I can't for the life of me remember if pull yourself together, doctor, had a positive or a negative to it. I'm pretty sure it's concentrate, doctor.
Concentrate, Doctor. What do you think happened to Albert?
I'm sure it was Hobart. He ordered his men to mutilate
this is likely the right one.
Albert.
Yeah.
But why would he do that?
Maybe Albert saw something he could accidentally reveal.
To who? The four walls? A couple of crazies? You?
To anyone, Mr. Featherland.
I don't think it's that simple, Doctor. But thank you for your honest opinion.
You're welcome, Detective.
We've already made it clear that Natasha has a secret that she doesn't want anyone to know, that Ibn doesn't want anyone to know. So it's very, very clear that Albert found out, and Hobart didn't want him to spill the beans.
What happened then? How did Albert disappear?
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more.
Okay. Living lit. Oh, so you can get 100%. Okay. So I need to go back on my own time. Definitely do some achievement hunting.
That's quite shocking information.
I think you understand why we kept it a secret. If it wasn't for Mr. Wessler's demand, we'd never let any of our patients walk freely outside our institution.
Then the accident happened.
Accident? Ha! We didn't believe it, not for a second. After Albert came back to us, horribly mutilated, he was different.
Different how?
If someone got one of his eyes poked out and his tongue torn out, he'd be different, but not like this. Albert was a different person.
We believe you, Doctor. So, can we take a look at Albert's cell?
I'd rather call it his room. Mr. Wessler lived in exceptional circumstances.
Thanks to the Wessler name, I guess.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of our patients stay as comfortable as possible, but Albert certainly enjoyed special favoritism.
I hope you don't mind if we take a look around in there.
That's not going to bother anyone.
Well, that's surprising.
I've never seen a cell like this before, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind living here myself.
Right.
It seems that being a Wessler gets you privileges.
And a healthy dose of danger.
Mostly that, yeah. Let's take a good look around. I'm sure we'll find some answers here. I can almost smell them.
Well, I smell paint, ink, plaster, some kind of oil, aging paper, slight smell of rat, and great expectations.
What the dickens?
Unmistakable. Yeah.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out the solution.
I'm on it, Boss Bird.
Not even not even like 2 scenes after you meet Marty, he's already sniffing out animals and shit. Like he can smell the scent of woman. I'm not even joking.
Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, actually, I can think of a few things.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly.
Of all the
Marty
wild
based.
ones, Marty, please. Stitch up your beak, okay?
Oh, we love Marty. We love Marty. Marty's my kind of cock.
Just use your imagination, old bird.
Not just built different.
Scribbles, newspaper articles, study papers, poems. Perfect chaos.
Just like the troubled mind of a troubled fella.
Yeah, but there's still a kind of order in it. It's just too intricate for you to comprehend.
If you say so, boss. Isn't this familiar, Sonny?
Yeah.
Just like your office and your desk. Taking a better look around, I can find even more similarities.
Marty.
Okay. Shut up, Marty. I know. Isn't this...
Look at that. A letter.
Actually, I think you can grab the book here. No? Okay.
You know, I don't think he had it so bad in here.
You mean apart from being separated from everyone you love in an ancient mansion filled with madmen?
You're right.
As
At least
always.
he had jazz.
Well, I guess the bed has to find a new owner soon.
Are you really so sure he's not alive anymore?
I never said that. Well, I guess the bed has...
Even he read Chicken Police stories. Handful of waffles. That's right. They mentioned that at some point in the game. All of that for a handful of waffles. My.
The style. It's very familiar to me.
You've been lonely for far too long, huh?
Not funny, Marty.
It is, a little. So this is an original Albert Wessler.
I think so. It's pretty good, I must say. And I saw something very similar in Natasha's room.
You kept me out of it.
Sorry, little boy. Maybe next time.
Whew, it's hot in here.
Okay, Marty, that's enough.
Whew.
Would you, Nas? Paco? Marty is unimaginably horny. And that's coming from the bitch with horns.
A small window, a small hope. A small window.
You don't got the okay. Here. I'll do it for you. Hang on. Things I do, the things I do. Ow. I think that nut rolled away and hit something outside. What the fuck?
No way. Is this some kind of puzzle?
I don't think so. But we could still find something important here. A pattern, a sign, anything.
I think Marty's played too many Resident Evil games. Huh? Interesting. I think if we start from here... No idea. Okay, some of them are white, some of them are red, and I don't know if it wants them to be red or white. That's white. Any ideas? Oh shoot. The puppy went and opened my door. I told the kitten to latch it. Give me one moment, please. There we go. That's what I'm thinking, by the way, Paco, is that it'll indicate a connection, but I don't know if it wants it to be white or red. That's the thing. I don't understand the feedback it's trying to give me. That's the thing. What about... Let's see. Do I have to get all of the eyes? Okay, I'm seeing a sort of pattern here. Yeah. No, I think that's just indicating the start of a new line. Huh. Okay. Wait. This car. Maybe we need to examine it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Infinity. There's a faded eye here. There's a cat. Oh, I thought I got it there for just this briefest moment. It seems like a plan, because there's the police car here. The cat, Natasha. The Infinity Cat in the asylum. No. Okay, it doesn't want us to draw a line from. Maybe that eye is a red herring. Do we have to follow the blue? I'm kind of running out of ideas here. Does it just want us to not do anything, maybe? Actually, okay, let me reset the chalk. Doesn't want us to just circle the blue. Why is there a fucking Star of David here? Or am I just crazy? Does it want us to complete some lines? Maybe. I'm not totally sure. Well, I guess I'll have to come back to it. Okay, I'm going to look up if there is a solution. And if there is one, then we'll try a little bit more, but if there isn't, chicken mural puzzle. Is there a solution? Just real quick. Ah. No. No, no. It is absolutely nothing. Okay. That was just a time waster. Feel bad about that now. Wait. Was it? Because I can't leave. Ah, I have to interact with the, thing in my inventory. The letter.
Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. I'm afraid he did exactly that.
Alright, allow me to read it. I know I don't exist. I don't exist because you don't see me, but I'm not what you think I am. You don't think about me, do you? Never, no. I think of you every day, every minute, always. In my dreams, I become one with him. One soul. You know who I'm thinking about, right? You can feel it? You can feel that I'm there too? With you. Do you feel it, right? I can't hold it in myself for long. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. The world is crashing down. The whole world just rotting and rotting. Everything is rotting around me. Maybe I'm in coffee and I swear to God. You know, actually, I've been thinking about getting emotes commissioned, and one of them is just me sipping coffee. I have to get out of here to become one with my destiny and one with you.
Albert was
He wants to
madly
fuck. He wants to fuck. I can't believe that.
Identical twins. And looking at it, they may... What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally insane? I don't know. What should I?
That maybe we've been chasing the wrong person all this time, Marty.
What do you mean?
Everything will be revealed soon.
Why do you have to be so melodramatic all of a sudden?
If I'm right, this'll flip the whole case upside down.
What's that, Sonny? A blurb from some horrible novel?
I just have to think things through before I come to any hasty conclusions, Marty.
Ugh, you're killing me. So, what now? Where to?
Back to Clawville, where we can finally put all the pieces together.
You're driving me crazy. But all right, let's go home.
What can you tell us about the woman in the photo we saw in Albert's room?
Do you mean Miss Natasha Katsenko? Well, yes. I don't know much about her, but everyone heard her name and her voice around here.
Did she ever visit this place?
Never. But if you ask me, Natasha probably didn't even know Albert was a resident of our institution.
And Albert, did he mention her often?
Constantly. It was obvious he had an affection for Miss Katsenko, but I wouldn't have thought for a moment he could escape because of her.
I wouldn't jump ahead, Doctor. Something else could be behind Albert's disappearance.
Do you think so? All the signs clearly indicate this.
Maybe they do, Doctor, but in my line of work, logic's not always the best advisor.
In 99% of cases.
Exactly. But this one typically belongs to the remaining 1%.
If you say so.
I wouldn't even begin to know what sound you're talking
detectives, have you found what you were looking for?
I'm afraid we have, Doctor. And more.
I wouldn't dare to say I'm happy to hear it, but I'm glad to be of service to you.
Well, thanks, Doc.
I hope I don't offend you by saying I hope we're not going to meet anytime soon.
Not on account of either of our jobs, am I right?
Exactly.
Right. It's time to go to the Hotel Atlas. We're closer to the ending than I remembered. We might even finish up this stream.
Oh, I don't believe this. Those two again?
Oh, shit.
Take them out. My car won't last much longer.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Okay, I got my keyboard up.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow. Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
There we go. I hope there's an achievement for doing those hit lists.
Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste, and it only strengthens my belief. Wessler is desperate. He knows if we survive, he's done for.
Well, come on, what did you work out? Will you tell me already?
Sure. Let's put the picture together, piece by piece. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case.
Just put my keyboard away, goddammit. Yeah, we got a the real fucking detective work of you, Sonny. But we got a case. So okay. Natasha tried to show us the painting.
Natasha tried to show us the painting.
Sure. Oh. It'll be the love letter. Photo, right, okay, so... Photos connected to the painting. There you go.
And that painting would have shown us the way.
To Ibn and Albert Wessler.
To Ibn and Albert Wessler. Albert painted Natasha, so he met her on more than one occasion. Which made Albert...
To escape from the asylum, to live as a madman in the dark forest that surrounds the place. There wouldn't really be much of a game if that were the case.
Fall in love with Natasha. And on a fateful night, he killed his brother so he could take his place in secret and win Natasha's heart.
Yep. I was kind of being cheeky, not saying it out loud, because, you know, I have played the game already. But yeah. They kind of hint at it from the beginning, actually.
So what happens now?
The inevitable, Marty. We're going to the Wessler mansion to confront Ibn with the facts.
You mean Albert, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Natasha.
Do you think she knew about it?
Something stinks, Marty. The whole case seems too intricate.
Too many coincidences, right?
Well, after 10 years, you did learn something, didn't you?
9.
You're right.
Huh.
What?
You just laughed, Sonny.
What? No, I snorted.
No, you laughed.
Ah, just leave it, Marty.
You know I don't have a brain.
Grand chicks.
All right, pal, that's enough.
Okay. So, Albert fell madly in love with Natasha and decided to have her for himself.
And his best chance was to trade places with Ibn Wessler.
So that's why the torn out tongue.
And the broken fingers.
Ibn couldn't squeal even if he wanted to.
What a diabolical plan.
More like insane.
But why the messages then? Why the threats? Albert got what he wanted. He could have got away with it.
I'm not a psychologist, Marty, but remember what the doctor told us. Albert has a seriously injured mind and a split personality. I think his two identities were at war with each other.
So the messages were written by one of his personalities, consumed by jealousy?
Something like that, Marty. But we can only learn the whole truth from him.
You're right. So, are we going or what?
Yeah.
We're going, Marty, to finally finish what we started.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to do before, do it now, boss. You won't have a chance later.
You're right, Marty. It's time to wrap everything up.
His London accent came out a little there. But yeah, I don't have a brain, as you know, Nas. But yeah, I have played this before. What I've been pointing out really throughout the entire series is maybe hints? Things that I hadn't noticed on a first viewing that I had noticed the second time around.
Do you remember that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
This? This one exactly? Good gods.
Yeah, before it was closed down, when there was still some life here. Not even that now, just the void.
Yeah. Spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy. Eesh, just looking at the window gives me the creeps.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. The shop used to be open for a while, even after the incident. One of the goat's relatives was running it until someone from the dead wolf's family tried to burn it down.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Hilarious.
Just looking at the window gives me the creeps.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work together again.
You mean when you shot me?
You know I had my reasons, Sonny.
Yeah. Have I ever, apologized?
I don't think so.
Then let's leave it that way.
Hey, I apologize for shooting you, Boss Bird.
Good.
That's okay, Marty. It happens even to the best of friends.
I'll remember what you just said, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah? Well, don't try to take advantage of it.
Who, me? What do you think of me? Relax, soldier. It'll be fine.
Huh? Well, why do you say that?
You were staring at that building so hard, I thought you could use some encouragement.
Are you shitting me? You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Not at all.
I have feelings too, you know.
I never said otherwise.
It hurts even to think about it. But without this feather duster, it wouldn't have worked.
Lewis became kind of part of the team in the end, didn't
You
he?
just used his
You
name.
mean Leopold?
Ah, damn it. Did I mess that up again?
No, I'm just joking. You said it right this time.
Huh. You know, if it weren't for the bunny, we never would have made it this far.
We
Annoying.
can't deny that, even if we want to. We owe him a lot.
You know,
Hey, Lewis. You weren't awake all night because of us, were you?
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously, it is a great honor to be part of the team. What is it?
You, Lewis, you don't stutter anymore.
What?
Just now, you didn't stutter. Not even a little.
Oh, I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
and it's back.
So, thanks again, Lewis. You always get us out of trouble.
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is me who is grateful to be a part of an adventure of the chicken police.
Maybe the last one, too.
Hey, Sonny. Don't spoil his mood. He's so cute.
Pardon?
Nothing.
I honestly, I don't think Lewis has an actual stutter. I think it's I honestly think he's gonna be the villain of the next game. Full stop. I think he's gonna be a major player in the next game.
So, you're going now to confront Mr. Whistler?
We have no other choice, Lewis. We're gonna see it through to the end. We've already come this far.
You're brave, gentlemen. I'm honestly impressed.
Well, the rabbit's onto something.
This isn't about money. Not about courage or pride either. It's simply...
Stubbornness.
True.
Mostly, yeah.
Well, good luck, guys.
Thanks, Lewis. We could use some luck, that's for sure.
I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't be enough.
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair, of course.
Should I cry?
That would be nice for a change. Do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
If our theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
If our theory... You think you'll need your fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
Even though it's plastic.
And does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
If we survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Now you're talking. It's a little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm one of your bad habits.
Yeah.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
Ah, Her Majesty Bertha II.
My drumstick still hurts every time I see her.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses. I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like he's not himself anymore.
And was almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right. Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
He loved the
Yeah.
giraffe.
Whoever
We
fights
scam her into
monsters
it.
should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice. So I hope so, too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
So, what do you think, now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure if that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Oh, we can go to Bubo's place. Weekend house. Can we go to the PD? No. Hit up Bubo's, say hi.
Sometimes I think about what a hot and popular gal Ursula used to be. The old owl looks a bit tired.
Us too. I'm not sure I dare look in the mirror right now.
Don't do it, Marty. No matter how grumpy he is, we can always rely on him. Sometimes I think of...
Memories, huh?
I remember every day. Mostly because I've had a limp ever since.
Next time, tell your partner not to shoot you with a shotgun.
Well, that's very good advice, Boobo. Thanks. I wish I'd heard it before. Hey, Boobo.
Hello, old man.
Is he asleep?
But his eyes are open.
My goodness.
Boobo!
What is going on outside?
What is it? I wasn't sleeping.
You were something.
I hope that's not audible because they're barking their little heads off.
What the hell are you doing here, chickens?
Sonny wanted to say hi before he suffers an unpleasant death of lead poisoning later tonight.
Would you shut the clock up, Marty? You're not funny.
I am a little bit.
You're going to Wessler's, huh?
Bingo. We're gonna put an end to this madness.
Ooh. Or you're stirring up an even bigger madness, am I right?
Well,
love
that's
his
always
voice.
a possibility.
Get yourself killed for all I care, but don't come here covered in blood, because I'm not gonna open the door for you, I swear.
Well, thanks for the support, old fart.
Don't mention it, you old gizzard. Can I give you a piece of advice, Martin?
Of course, Boobo. Go on.
Take care of the old rooster, okay?
That's all I ever do, Doc.
True. It's the nicest thing he's
No
ever said.
hard feelings?
What can I say, boys? I have a big, soft heart.
You sure do, Ursula.
Would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
No thanks. We just came to say goodbye.
Why? You going somewhere? Traveling?
No, we're just visiting a nice place in the city.
Sonny's gonna die.
Shut up, Morty.
So it's a case. Well, be careful, boys. And I'm sorry I snapped at you the last time.
You don't need to say that, Ursula. We deserved it.
You're a good boy, Sonny. And Marty's a downright saint.
Oh, come on, Ursula. Stop that.
How is the old owl?
He's old and grumpy, but he's always like that.
Wait a minute. Isn't he supposed to sleep now?
He is. I mean, Reginald's never truly asleep. Not entirely. He just shuts down.
Even now?
Yes.
I gotta see that.
All this marvelous stuff, huh? Closing sale at the charlatan's shop.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, you croaking crow.
Hey, oh, careful with the racist remarks, will ya?
Ah, Vice has arrived, I see.
Ah, clucking monkey.
What'd you say, Martin?
I said I'm clunky.
The treasury of the Mad Witch Doctor. It's almost I remember how beautifully you played, Ursula.
Come on, Sonny. You're making me blush. It was a long time ago.
I want to know the details.
Ursula used to play the piano at a place called the Coconut Cauldron every weekend. It was a lovely place.
She was a lovely little thing, too.
Was?
Yeah, you said it, Doc.
Oh, boys, enough.
Say hi to Mullen.
Well, if we have anything else to ask the old beaver, this is the last chance.
Hey, don't steal my style.
Just learning from the best.
Let me give you some advice. Don't. Does the name Albert mean anything to you?
I know multiple Alberts, Sonny. Which one do you mean?
Albert Wessler.
I see you're in a funny mood, sonny boy.
I'm not joking, Mullen, but I'm surprised there's something I know and you don't.
And who is this Albert, anyway? Ibn Wessler's hidden son, maybe?
Even better, my friend. His secret twin brother.
Oh, you've walked into trouble there.
I was hoping you could tell me something useful about him.
I can, sonny boy. Avoid him. Avoid the whole Wessler family. Those who happen upon secrets that deep sink without a trace.
Well, I used to be a professional swimmer. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
I lied.
Why does Sonny have that old man humor? It's so accurate.
What do you know about that asylum? What's it called?
Since there's only one of those around Clawville, I know which one you mean, sonny. It's an ancient mansion, easily around 100 years old for sure. Or more. But what do you want to know about it anyway?
We actually just got out of there.
That explains everything.
Seriously, what do you know about it?
The place is self-sufficient in theory, but in reality, the Crown maintains it. No one knows the exact reason why, but according to gossip, they used to keep someone in there. Someone who was either part of the royal family or just very close to the fire. But who knows? Maybe it's just a legend.
Well, they say we're legends too, and we're standing right in front of you. Am I right?
What can I say then? This whole city is full of legends.
This Albert, he had to paint a picture of Natasha at his brother's request.
Let me guess. He fell in love with her.
Yeah, classic, huh? Then he killed his brother and took his place.
Yeah, well, that's a classic too. So, you're telling me who goes by Ibn Wessler is not really Ibn Wessler?
Exactly. He's Albert, a dangerous lunatic with multiple personality
Right on the
disorder.
nose.
Lads, I guess that Miss Marble's going to write another one of those novels about this.
You mean Meredith? Oh, that's just what we need.
Once you sold your soul, it's too late to cry about it, sonny boy.
That's what I keep telling him.
Do you know Dr. Quetzal?
Do you mean Professor Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah, now you laugh at this, but we went to university together.
You did what?
Do I not look the type to you?
No, well, I didn't mean that. I just didn't know you went to university.
I studied psychology, sonny, only I forgot to graduate. That's when my father died.
So that's why you know the animals so well.
No, I know them well because I have a newspaper stand and I talk to hundreds of animals each day. And I listen to the everyday problems of almost all of them. There's no better lesson in animal studies.
You surprise me every time, old beaver. And what do you know about him? Can he be trusted?
You're afraid he screwed you? He looks like a terribly dishonest snake, but don't let your prejudices overshadow what your wattle tells you. Quetzal's one of the kindest-hearted and most honest animals I've ever known.
That's good to know, Uncle Mullen. Or rather, Professor Mullen.
Don't make me laugh.
Hey, don't get cocky with
No,
me, little
yeah.
chickie.
Cocky. Ha, he said cock.
What do you know about the Wessler Mansion, Uncle Mullen?
That if you're about to go there, bring a tank with you. Or two.
Dangerous, you mean?
Dangerous? It's a fortress, so it is. Giant walls, watchtowers, and of course, Wessler's hired thugs are waiting for you there.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a beautiful place, I must admit. At least you'll kick the bucket with mouths hanging open in wonder.
That's something.
Good attitude, my lad. Keep it.
Hey, old man. Sun's not even up yet, and you're already open?
You know what's my secret, sonny boy?
What?
I never close.
That clever.
How can I help you, lads? I see you're going somewhere.
Well, Sonny's going to die. I'm just wrapping up a delicate case.
So, you'll be off to the Wessler residency then?
You're sharp, old beaver.
Well, me dear lads, I'm glad I got to know you.
Hey, don't you start too.
That I'm just kidding.
Probably should have started with that line. It would have made more sense, huh? Get up the hot dog.
Ah, you know, Sonny, few places are as cozy as the hot dog at dawn.
You have a point.
The silence, the fog, the sunshine slowly devouring the sleeping city.
The smell.
Yeah, the Cobbler District has its own distinctive aroma, that's for sure. But wait, do you smell that?
Ah, it seems Zip is ready with the first batch of coffee.
That's waiting only for us, my friend. Roachtown's stirring.
Thank the gods we're not going to be here when it's fully awake.
I think the buzzing of the hive has its own charm, you know?
Yeah, from afar, on a postcard maybe. But for real? Oh, thanks but no thanks.
Last time we were here, it didn't take much, right? Almost lost our beaks back there in the hive.
Yeah, and it was a fish who nearly got us. Hope I'll never have to set foot in Roachtown ever again.
Oh, the fly's gone.
Ah, old Zip's finally come to his senses.
I think we may have got to him.
We get to everybody, Boss Bird. Everybody.
Oh, he took down the no bugs sign. Nice.
It's a pleasant surprise, that's for sure. It's a
Does it still work?
Who knows? Maybe Zip's keeping it for decoration, or living in it.
I can easily imagine. Poor bastard. Well, he's out. He's brave indeed, or an idiot.
They're often the same, Marty, and you should know.
I wonder, does he say anything else about
I'm gonna
me?
try the food here one day.
Well, you have to die of something, right?
No, it can't be that bad. Though, I'm sure old Zip's not making it out of premium faux meat.
You have such a delicate way of putting things. You can be glad if he's not serving you one of your relatives.
You're right about that.
That's a weird sprite. I think I've seen that one.
Eat garbage. Yeah, it's more Marty's kind of thing.
I want to click on Zip, not... Okay.
Let's say hi to the old trash panda.
You mean a last goodbye, right?
Hello, Zip. I see they kicked you out.
You know, Sonny. They told me I could stay in there for 48 hours if I wanted.
Well, maybe you should have done that.
Shit, I had enough. Fuck it. You understand? When you interrogated me, you opened my eyes. I don't give a shit about him, about Wessler and his henchmen. Let them come if they want. It's not gonna be easy for them. You can be sure of that.
That's the Zip we know and love.
Thanks, Marty. So, why you here?
One last coffee before the end.
Are you going to get him?
We don't have a choice, Zip. We're grabbing the rat by the tail. No screwing around. No playing it nice.
Ah, I see Ibben's really got to you.
Just Sonny. I'm like this all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you expect will happen when you get there?
They'll either let us in, or we'll blow open the doors and go in guns
Why
blazing.
did he pull out
How
a
hard can
shotgun?
it be?
Well, I'm not sure you know what you're up against, boys, but it's your funeral. I'm just glad I got to know the legendary chicken police.
Hey, don't write us off yet.
I'm just getting ready for all possibilities, Marty. Hey, chicken coppers,
Yeah, Zip?
take care of your feathers for me, okay?
Will do, Zip.
Don't worry. I'll protect this smelly old bird.
Hey, Zip. Listen here. This coffee, it's 2 days old.
And?
Nothing.
That shouldn't be relatable.
So, we're looking for more evidence?
No, I was just thinking we could take another look. You know, just in case.
Okay, sure. But
Don't even ask, Marty.
you're really becoming sentimental.
One more word, and I swear I'm...
Yep, I'm gonna shut it. You don't want to go in there just like that. It's a closed crime scene.
I hope you're just messing with me, Marty.
Of course I'm messing with you. Let's get inside there and see how much the boys have messed up the place.
She's still
You
dead.
know, Sonny, when we entered the room and saw the girl...
Deborah.
Yeah, her body. I called you every name in the book inside my head. I just had enough, you know? I wanted to quit.
What kept you with me? Was it just curiosity?
No. I just wanted to see your downfall, boss. I wanted to be there when you met your end, get humiliated or even shot.
Wow. Well, thanks for your honesty, Marty.
But then everything changed on the ship.
On the ship? Why there?
I don't know. Being tied up with you, waiting for certain death. I know I lashed out at you, but in truth, I felt there was no place I'd rather
Ultimate
be.
bromance.
It was my place on that fucking burning ship with you, even if we both died there. Know what I mean?
I think I do, Marty. I think I do.
So, I guess there's nowhere to go but forward, huh?
Nothing left to do but kill a rat. As the chicken police.
For the last time?
For the last clucking time, partner.
Swear?
I swear.
All right. Let's hit the road.
The next game is called Cock Coppers, by the way. Oh, I got an achievement for that, too.
Well, they couldn't even manage to scrape it off.
Useless pincushions.
They're always half-assed, Sonny. You drive me crazy.
Leave them be. Your record is perfect. You've been on the force for 15 years, almost 10 of that with me.
That's why I deserve a medal.
Get out. Wind down. Resign. Become... let's see. Anything.
If you only knew how much I've thought about that. But I'm simply not good at anything else. Either I'm a gangster or a cop. I've got too much of a backbone to be a gangster.
Also, to be a cop, Marty.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Alright. Is everybody ready to hit the end? It's the end of the road. Let me go tell Ray that she's gonna miss the end. Imagine missing out. Yeah, imagine being like cringe and missing out on the perfect ending of Chicken Police Paint It Red. She's employed too. Disgusting.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
He started the case with that line too. I just noticed that.
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
I love this statue, by the way. Oh, we didn't even expect it.
Huh. One of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Must be some famous historical figure. How are you with history?
Not so good.
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between the Alliance and the Swamp clans.
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing glorious or beautiful in it. Just endless suffering and misery.
And a lot of money, of course.
That too.
Maybe one day, you'll get your own statue at the PD, boss. I can almost see it now.
Not while Blood Boil's alive.
Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe one day... Oh, this place has its own greenhouse.
Weed.
What do you think's inside?
100% humidity
Catnip.
and unbearable heat.
For Natasha, catnip.
Not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Venus flytrap.
Do you remember that case? When that old weasel met us in a greenhouse just like this one.
Of course I remember. We barely talked for 5 minutes, but you drank 2 full glasses of brandy with that old guy.
I needed hydration. It was boiling in there.
Oh, dehydrates.
Hydration, huh?
A real jungle grows in the middle of the concrete jungle.
And the poet is lost in the jungle.
A real jungle.
And
Venus College. That's me. That's just me.
what the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
It's a long way down.
Well, we could finally find out if you can fly or not. Wanna try?
It's a long... Is this a mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city?
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Wessler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage. Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with.
You know, honestly, I really love the touch of green in this ending section here. It's really, really nice.
Look at all these plants.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh yeah, it's true.
We could also drive around in one of these, huh? Do you think we would have made it as gangsters?
I don't think so, Marty.
Subtitles
We're
were
born
off.
to be suckers.
Honest suckers, at least.
Same thing.
Can a chicken even suck?
Wessler sure has a sense of style.
Do you mean his car or Natasha?
Yes.
Both.
Fair enough.
Look, I'm not a furry. But
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. We didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky.
Please tell... Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel?
Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
Do you sense that, Sonny?
I do sense something. A case of hyper-stupidity.
And utter incompetence.
You're right.
Utter.
Don't shit with me, you foul. It won't work well for you.
I'm afraid my partner speaks the truth, gentlemen.
Such tall and handsome creatures, aren't they, partner?
Sure are, partner. Do you sense?
No, Sedge.
This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Well, let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah.
It's midday.
Just don't let it be us. It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is. It's like some ancient virus is poisoning the place.
Do you mean the plants or Albert?
Both, I guess. It's like...
This place is incredible, but it kind of gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet. I wonder how Albert feels about this place. From a cell to a mansion.
Insane, isn't it?
You took the words right out of my beak. I wonder how...
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
She's real close to Wessler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard. Maybe you should talk to her. She was your girlfriend after all.
The opposite.
We only had 2 dates, and they weren't great.
Why am I not surprised? Maybe you should...
what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin!
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you? What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand? I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour. I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss, Kitsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin? It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
He's edging?
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police. There she is, the femme fatale.
Yeah, our fate's in her hands.
And what lovely hands they are, huh?
Marty!
With sharp claws, Marty. Come on, Sonny. Deep breath. Pull yourself together.
Don't pull yourself.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Savas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a
He
rough
looks
morning after a long night.
horrible.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
So
To
scraggly.
put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Come on, son.
Note that it's missing a corner.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative.
Your comb.
Almost makes my comb stand up.
He's combing.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Where is it?
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit. It's unbelievable how much trouble one single painting can make.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Detective.
Thanks, bro.
I'll make it clear for you soon enough. Be patient, Mr. Wessler.
Even my patience has its limits, you know.
I'm not surprised painting it drove Albert crazy.
Right? Her whole pussy out. Get it? Because she's a cat?
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree. Have you been suffering from nightmares recently?
Yeah, no. I sleep like a baby if you want to know.
Really? I've been plagued by them, so I always sleep with my gun.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm surprised Automa didn't catch it. This is literally hear me out the game. So true. So true. So true. Actually, if you don't mind, I'm actually gonna screenshot you saying that, just for posterity's sake.
It's an unmistakable sign.
I'm not a furry, but...
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear...
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
Oh shoot, I'm so sorry about that. I misclicked.
It's a little early for that, isn't it?
Yeah. Some people need coffee to start their day, Mr. Featherland. I start with a good brandy.
Damn. You know what? In your place, I'd do the same. Maybe I should confiscate it as evidence. This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud. I can see you're very attracted to nature. I thought rats preferred the urban environment. Oh, don't take that the wrong way, of course.
Not all rats are the same, Detective. Natasha and I love the closeness of nature. Yeah, especially lately.
I find cold, close walls repulsive.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but memories.
I don't understand why you're telling me this.
Oh, it's nothing. Not important. I'd just like to grab him and throw him out the window.
Me next. I thought that was a box of tissues. I think that's everything. Oh no, the bed.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Wanna jump on
Sure
that?
is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that. It almost gives me the creeps just looking at it.
Then look up. Remove the creeps from your brain.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler. The whole thing's so transparent.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient.
Right?
No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
The weasel. Oh, we can speak to him.
My time's precious, chickens. Get to the point before I lose my patience.
Don't rush us, Mr. Wessler. We'll get to the point when it's time. I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler? What Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Know that he's been calling him Wessler the entire time instead of Ibn. I think that's pretty cute. I mean, it's clearly him trying to get under Wessler's skin.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
I was asleep.
And you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Yeah.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yet not taking care of himself.
This letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad, insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
Oh my god. Oh. God, I'm never gonna be able to unhear that. Is Wessler Bugs Bunny? Goodness. But yeah. Oh, people are always like, I'll do the most horrible things for you. I'll take a bullet for you. Bitch, take care of yourself for me. Take a shower. Have a good meal. Learn a new skill. Better yourself. Be a good person. Come on. I don't want you to kill someone. I want you to kill your bad habits. Knock him dead. Leave him in an alley. Bury him in the river. Come on. That's my life lesson for today.
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert.
Already?
You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
Plap, 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 plap. Get better, get better, get better, get better.
What? What did you just say?
Get better.
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
He has a second gun.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course. What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I care about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Fair enough. Why did you decide to take your brother's place? Yeah, focus on the imposter.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
Albert is the Joker Bugs Bunny. Oh my god. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. My god.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler. But you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Why did you yeah, ask why you had to mutilate Ibn.
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies. And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation, and doesn't even suit you.
He just had to add that insult at the end, didn't he? To make that worse. Seriously? That felt all correct, right up until the point where he called him a... Wow.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
What?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, Detective.
What would you have done if Natasha found out? Yeah.
What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her, too?
You know what? Maybe, yeah. Maybe I would have ended myself, too.
Narcissistic pricks like you never commit suicide, Albert.
Why are you insulting him?
Are you sure you want to insult someone who's pointing a revolver at your stomach, Detective?
Insulting him. He just keeps insulting him over and over, bro.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why?
His
Isn't it
hand
enough
is
of a
shaking
plan,
more
Mr.
now.
Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Yeah,
But
that was
it's
huge.
ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
Is the Ibn in the room with us right now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand...
I think that was scripted.
I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him. When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Interesting. Oh. I think I'm gonna play to his cruelty, like Sunny said.
You enjoyed leading everyone by the nose, didn't you?
Do you think this was just some megalomaniac power play on my part? Some kind of race with myself? Not in the slightest.
Don't expect me to feel sorry for you.
On the contrary, Sonny. Your kind can't even comprehend what I've been through. That way, you can't understand the reasons behind my decisions either.
You know what? Maybe it's better this way. I'll sleep better, that's for sure.
If you're going to sleep, that will be your big sleep, chicken.
Are you so sure about that, Wessler? If you love Natasha so much, how could you lie to her all along?
We lie the most to those we truly love, Santino. Isn't that right?
It shouldn't be that way.
You mean your wife, don't you? See? That's how it goes. We lie because we don't want to cause even more hurt.
What you did, Wessler, is nothing like Molly or me. What you did was out of simple selfishness and cowardice.
Watch what you're spitting out that dirty beak of yours, Santino.
I'm not afraid of you, Wessler. You'd better get that into your small little rat.
Insulting him!
Classic mistake, Mr. Featherland.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds. Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so, distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
I, too, am familiar with people who don't use their fucking blinker.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
god! Wow. Can I... I'm gonna restart.
Albert is an What? Why? What?
Ah, fuck.
So you... That I must get... When was... Yeah, just... If you... I'm very... Maybe...
Oh, still just as bad. Wow. Okay.
Albert is an What? Why? Did you...
Oh shit, I forgot to listen to the dialogue.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Nice.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with it?
Okay, we heard that.
What would you have done if Natasha...
Oh, okay, that one's a bad question.
That was... I must get... What did you... Did you... I'm very close to... That... Maybe...
And yet somehow just by pressing random... Okay.
Albert is... What were you... Why? Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also, Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now? What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. Only two things have color.
Love and hate.
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not. And I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, Detective.
That I must get... When was the...
Okay. I think the cheap copy one is a hit to the detective meter, right? Fuck, I don't remember. Why do I have such a short term? Why am I a goldfish? No, I can't handle it. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, please. I think I'm gonna go with what did you do that made Ibn...
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
That's a sharp turn, Detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed. Why wouldn't you be jealous?
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never heard her fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Eben knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
But he never forgot who did this to him either, did he?
Eben was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
Huh. Oh, this is a fascinating question here. Did you hate Ibn or yourself more? But I think this is the right one. When did you decide that we too have to die?
When did you decide that we too have to die?
Can I be honest? I didn't want to hurt you, even after what you've done at the club, after interrogating Natasha and me so cruelly. I didn't care. You just saw what's on the outside, just scratching the surface.
Until we found Deborah.
I didn't even know about you finding her until the phone call from the Nile. Then it all became clear. I understood I underestimated you. I had to remedy that mistake before it was too late.
You remove anyone if they happen to cross your path, don't you? Without batting an eye.
Eben will always be like that. Albert the opposite, so don't think I wasn't struggling, but eventually, yeah. Courage won, every time.
You mean fear?
Yeah. What do you know about these concepts, Detective? You spent your life chasing petty nobodies until you turned into one of them.
I may be a nobody, Mr. Wessler, but at least I know who and what I am. I'm Santino Featherland. Tell me, can you still tell who you really are? Albert, Ibn, both of them? Neither.
Enough, Santino. Enough games. Ask your last question before I get tired of you and pull the trigger.
I'm very close to breaking. Natasha was... Maybe it's...
Wait, I didn't get 100? That felt like 100. No. I'm still proud of that one though. I'm still happy I got it.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
The siren's coming from his mouth?
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Now, before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
Shoes.
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Size 9.
All that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
Don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Monty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law.
Shut the fuck up, Seta.
We're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed.
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
So, what? Okay. Pardon?
Look at all these plants. It's like...
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just the ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
Bro?
I
Really?
didn't even hear that.
You hear no robot. I am speechless.
Our little savior. How could we ever repay her?
Shoes, size 9. Black. She literally said that.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
Pardon me, I'm not a
It was
furry.
for us too, believe me.
Okay. But, okay. Would. But not a furry. Not in a furry kind of way. Okay. How is that so hard to understand?
How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Marty,
Don't
down
get
boy.
used to it, Marty.
So, what's your shoe
9.
size again, Mon?
35,
Oh.
Sonny. I like high heels.
Oh.
And because there's 2 of you, 2 pairs will do for a start.
Anything for you, darling.
I don't want just anything, Marty. I want shoes.
Yes, ma'am.
I failed.
Our little...
See you at the PD?
At the PD, Mon.
I failed.
Damn. I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old hound's here.
I failed.
Damn.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Good God, is this guy everywhere?
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday.
I thought that said bang him. I thought that said bang him.
You called him here, didn't you? To witness our grand triumph, or our fall.
What? No. You're paranoid, old bird.
You called him here, didn't you? How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
With moderators like this, who needs enemies?
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
What the hell?
Oh? Where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey! Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler Empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
I just told each and every one of you that you need to better yourselves. To drown, murder, Natasha, all of your bad habits, okay? And I get bullied? I'm here to give you love, affection, to lift you up. And instead, this is what I get. This is what you give me. Look Tim in the eye. Look Tim in the eye. Would you bully me? Oh yeah, it's perfectly okay to be a furry. What's not okay is to bully me.
Just one quote. Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down...
What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea.
Wanna talk to her in private, boss?
No thanks, Marty.
Sure.
What can I even say to her? What can I...
Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right.
Listen, Marty. Does Laura know about, you and her?
That was before, Sonny. Laura and I were just getting to know each other. Olivia was only a couple of dates.
You broke her heart, didn't you?
I don't think she ever felt anything for me.
Whatever you say, pal.
I've already been discombobulated. Honestly. Look at me. I'm fucking dead. I'm dead inside. After what you have all done to me, I'm fucking dead.
Discombobulate.
I've been good. I've been nice.
Marty should talk to her.
Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you.
For what exactly?
For trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employer's dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
If there's anything at all...
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
If there's... Look at that! The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck.
The catch of a lifetime. You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Pluck you sideways, Bosco.
Hell I do, a missionary.
Nice catch, Bosco.
I mean,
you can
I'm not a
mount them on your
furry.
wall as trophies.
Yeah,
I'm not a furry.
Sonny.
Nice catch.
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shoot.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
No, I'm not a furry.
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this, rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
You guys are so mean to me.
I hope we meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
Maybe I will, Mr. Ferdinand.
I certainly hope so, pal.
Please tell me there's... So long, guys.
Belmar is here.
What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be.
What about him?
You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations and it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you,
It was
whatever
probably
we
Tim.
do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
You wish, pal.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much.
Anyway, it's good to...
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police, in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
No, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir. We'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
Oh my. Why does he have his gun out? Santino. Why the fuck is he? He blinked. I love this game to death. Why the thin? I didn't get to talk to Natasha. Alright, fair enough. You know, honestly, if I had a gun, I would too. That is 1,000 times the natural extinction rate. Natural extinction. I do love this game.
This is so funny. You can kill me, honey. I'm already dead inside. My body.
I don't know if any of you saw that. I don't know if any of you saw that sheet sprites. Santino, like the evolution of his appearance.
You make me come alive. try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being safe.
Oh, right there behind me is the model for Santino. An actual chicken, by the way. I believe it's one of the developers' pets. Sunny and Dr. Quetzal are the same person? Really? Holy shit. Honestly, I'm surprised Yuri Lowenthal isn't in this. Bosco. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce a lot of those. Elvis, oh my god. Beautiful. Sunny. That's right.
It's dead.
What does everybody think? And it will be continued. Sometime soon.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now. Somewhere on the other side of the world.
You caught most of it.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
If you call that number in-game, you get an Easter egg. You do. That you do. It's going to be expanded upon, hopefully, in the sequel. And I am so excited for the sequel. So you can expect me to be playing it day one, by the way. The day it comes out, I'm going to be all over that shit. I am very excited both to see the Hive, the new characters, and just fuck around as a chicken police a bit more. Like, ever since I got my hands on this game, I've just been... I love it. It's great. You really didn't miss much, Meximan. You didn't miss much. But... I believe all you missed was the asylum section. And I would argue that aside from Dr. Quetzal, there isn't all that much interesting at the asylum. It's just kind of the funneling point where everything that we've collected comes to a head. You can basically build your conclusion before you even get to the asylum. It's heavily hinted at. But yeah, I love this game. I'm thinking that Sunday we're gonna do Zip's Cafe. I already have it downloaded, so, and I haven't played it. I haven't ever even touched it. So if any of you want to see Zip's Cafe and the other games that are set in the wilderness by the Wild Gentleman, be sure to stick around, okay? Because I'm going to be all over those too. They'll hold me over at least a little bit until Chicken Place comes out. It'll be a Zip's Cafe. If you're familiar with Valhalla, the cyberpunk bartending simulator, I think is the full title. It's a bit like that from what I understand. You're a bartender, or in this case, a cafe tender. A barista? It's not even really a cafe, it's a diner. You play as Zip, and you wait on some animals from around the wilderness. Learn their stories, listen to their day-to-day problems, and uncover just a bit more about everybody. It's a bit of a social game. Social deduction, I guess. From what I understand. I haven't played it, I've only seen the trailers and the screenshots and little bits and pieces there. So, if you're interested, be there. Well, if anybody wants to say goodbye to YouTube so that we can end the VOD, please feel free to be in the video. Otherwise, I'm going to take a quick intermission. Yeah, I mean, I adore everything Wild Gentleman so far, so it'll definitely at least be fun to see more of Zip. I'm not a furry. I'm not a fur. I'm gonna make that the title of the fucking YouTube. YouTube, it's gonna be, I'm not a furry. Fuck. I'm being bullied again. Guys, I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. Fuck you all. Bye, YouTube. Love you, babes.